This is the EVP Podcast.
Hey guys, did you miss us? I bet you did. And we're back, and we're blacker than ever.
What do you mean we didn't go anywhere?
That's right, we didn't. We've been here this whole damn time.
Yeah, totally have been continuing the podcast.
You guys are we're on a different timeline than you.
Right. Use your time machines to catch up to us. Okay? Here's the deal. A lot of people asked, where have you been? Are you coming back? Hell yeah, we're here. Here we are.
And I know everybody's been waiting and debating for oh so long.
For those of you that don't watch Instagram videos, Reels, whatever the hell they're called.
We gave you all a heads up then.
It was summertime and we got busy and we disappeared.
We ghosted you guys.
We ghosted you.
Real good.
But then we found ourselves. We were once lost, but now we're found.
Here we are against this wall. Just where we belong.
Right here. We've been here the whole time. Actually, DVO tied us up and kidnapped us in this room. And he's like, you guys need to do better podcasts.
Yeah. We did those last ones just to piss him off.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that last episode better with more...
But the same, but better.
Same, but better. More easier to listen to.
Yeah, more easier.
More easy for your ears and eyes.
So, yeah, keep listening for your listening pleasure.
For your ears and... So...
Strap on your earball holders.
And your strap-ons.
Yeah. The ones you put in your earballs.
So, I was just telling you earlier today, I almost unalived somebody, man.
What? No way.
Somebody...
That's...
people.
That's okay.
Watch where you're going.
Yeah.
When you cross the street at night... You got lights and timers and everything. Use that stuff. Don't run in front of cars.
Also,
I brought him back, though.
Did you?
Bring him back. Yeah, he wasn't breathing.
Did you buy him new beer?
I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to go visit him soon.
I heard you killed his beer.
Yeah, his beer was spilling everywhere. Glad it was that and not his inner beers. So.
His inner beers?
The Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki. We're doing this again.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit more understandable.
So, a little more understandable.
A little bit more understandable for your listening pleasure. So.
All right.
The Anunnaki. The first thing that we had heard of them came from like the ancient Sumerians texts, which they talk about there being this giant race of gods called the Anunnaki. They had names and all that stuff, but we don't need to get in all that.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, last week's episode.
Last week's episode. So, in June.
They say these are an alien race from the planet Nibiru. And when...
Nibiru?
Isn't
that where Princess Amidala is from?
Could be. I don't even know who that is.
No, that was Naboo.
Oh, okay.
No, you're Star Wars,
I should know.
Jeez Louise.
So, NASA has found this planet.
So we're at
they call
Nibiru.
It Nibiru.
Okay.
And so if you look it up through NASA's terminology, they call it Planet X.
Okay.
So it said that this planet comes into our solar system every few thousand years or so. And what it is these alien race had found Earth as a water planet that holds life. So they came to visit it because they've been around way longer than us. As they seen here, there was a bipedal ape creature called the Homo erectus.
Did you know that the Earth is flat?
No, I don't.
Well, it's like 70% water and it's not carbonated.
100%. 100%. You're right.
I saw that joke from TikTok.
So, So you've heard of the missing link, and why is there a missing link?
Wait, what's the missing link?
Well, when it comes to the human evolution.
Okay.
And there's this missing link that went from what we are now, from the last species of what the bipedal hominids were, to what we are now. There's this DNA gap that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Well, this would make more sense that it's because what they said they have done was they mixed their DNA with our DNA, with the Homo erectus DNA to make us look like what we are now. And what their whole purpose is they are trying to create the perfect slaves. So they want these slaves, which we kind of talked about in the last one. And in the process of making the perfect slave, they're going to run tests. we're all like, every test is going to look the same, but they're just going to change certain behaviors,
Okay.
and to where we are going to be the most submissive type of slave, and act the way they want us to act. So they run a test on first they wipe out the Earth. Their planet coming into our solar system creates enough energy that it melts the ice caps, it causes massive flooding, earthquake, volcano eruption, resets everything, kills off all human life, and now they can start their test. So they're doing their test, and then when that test is over, their planet's coming back into our solar system. It's creating that, the flooding again. It's resetting the Earth.
So wait, you're saying the Great Flood, like Noah's Ark, that was the
Yes.
Anunnaki.
Their planet coming into our solar system, creating all that disruption. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's why all these ancient texts and all these ancient religions all talk about a great flood. Noah's not the first one. It's every other one before that.
Okay.
They all talk about this. And it almost seems like strange that all these ancient religions, it seems to just kind of be copycat of each other, which makes a lot, and they all talk about a great flood and all that, which makes sense. And we always find these ancient civilizations that we don't know where they went. So the Machu Picchu, the Mayans, all these civilizations that are just disappeared, no trace.
So like the Mayans, the Incans, Aztecs, all that.
Yeah, all the ones that we just can't figure out where they went. They just disappeared.
Did they really, or did they just go away because of interbreeding from other countries? Because, this...
How come there's no trace left behind about it? Like, nobody talk about it. There's no... It's just like they...
I have a friend that said he's like of Mayan descent.
Tell him to prove it.
Oh, okay. I'll
Prove
go right
it.
on that.
Yes.
He was adopted, so I don't know
Even
that they
makes
can.
it easier to tell stories.
Well, here's the thing. Like, we know that area of the Mayans, Aztecs, like Central America, Mexico, that was conquered by Spain a long time ago. I believe our good friend Mr. Gibson made a movie about it.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about there's certain civilizations that just straight up disappeared.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and the apocalypto happened, within not too long ago. I would say.
Well, it's just like
I'm just talking about there's
genocide's a
civilizations.
thing.
Like
They could have been wiped out by conquering.
Atlantis. Let's say Atlantis.
Okay, that's a whole nother episode.
Right, but let's say, okay, it's talked about, there's text about it, that they were technologically advanced, and all of a sudden, where did they go?
They went to heaven.
Where did they go? Massive flood. Who could have taken them out?
This is
You
true.
find
Okay.
ancient cities under the ocean and stuff that we're finding, like all this weird stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, every few thousand, 4,000, whatever, they do another test.
4,000 what, years?
Years.
Okay.
So these Anunnaki are said to live, their lifespan is 200,000 years.
That's nothing.
So
Mine's 400,000.
So imagine these tests that they're running on us humans are only lasting, each test lasting, 3, 4, 5,000 years at most, and resetting, starting over again. They could do 9 tests. I think it said 9 tests. Either way, they're doing these tests on us, and to us, it's multi-generational, so many thousands of years, forever. And to them, it's probably a month. They're doing 1 month tests on each study.
Well, that's how spirits work.
Could be.
I think we talked about this when we went to the commercial hotel. When I talked to the one spirit that had been dead for like 120 years, to him it had only been a day.
Exactly. But so these other, these aliens, Anunnaki, and we call them that because that's what the Sumerians call them. But for them, this test is just a short span of time, and to us it seems like it's forever. But there's all these different gods, all these different religions, and everyone that in these religions talk about having talked to God. Well, it could be one of these Anunnaki coming down and talk to him. The story of Noah could have been, when he said God talked to him and told him to build a boat, it was most likely, an Anunnaki coming and telling him, hey, you probably need to build a boat. We're about to, this place is about to flood real bad.
Very possible.
So,
hey, you're about to get wet.
yeah, things are going to get real slippery around here. So, I mean, there's so many different possibilities that seem more realistic in that aspect. And then when it comes to the moon, we talked about the hollow moon, and that it was said that Anunnaki brought the moon in. and that it was built and then brought in. Well, and there's just too many factors with the moon that is just too precise and too perfect on all these different levels to make.
Speaking of the moon, did you see what happened the other day?
What happened the other day?
Oh, they have video of an asteroid crashing into the moon.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be cool to see.
That happened like 3 days ago.
That would be cool to see.
Or depending on when you listen to this, that happened on like September 27th, 6th, somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere around that time frame. So
look it up. It was a thing. You keep talking. I'll find the video. And show
okay. Yes. So the Anunnakis are said to have brought in the moon, and there's ancient texts that talk about a time before the moon, and the moon theory about it being hollow, everything about that seems to make sense. And then that is kind of the reason, after finding out that the Anunnaki are said to have brought in the moon, made me want to look into what the Anunnaki are. Is that it right there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is cool.
I'm not going to... I'll maybe post a link in the description.
And then
so
when it comes to the pyramids, and we're so hung up on that the Egyptians built the pyramids. How did they build the pyramids?
With their hands.
No, they found the pyramids.
No, they didn't.
They found them.
Okay, let's pretend.
They were done 2 tests ago. From what it said, from what I was seeing,
pretend
it was done 2 tests ago.
The Egyptians didn't really build the pyramids, even though they've proven how they did it.
It doesn't matter that they could prove how they did it. They didn't build them.
Says you.
Do you know more about what happened, what they found at the pyramids recently?
No.
Giant copper rods shooting down into the ground, deep into the ground. Now, how did they do that? Where'd they get all that copper, and how they
dug a hole? The same way that they did the giant statues in Easter Island.
Exactly.
You see how they dig those holes, and there's like the statues are a lot bigger than they originally looked on the surface.
So
there's only one way to find out.
Let's go back in time.
Time travel. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
I know exactly where you're going with that. So, with these, with the pyramids, we've since found multiple pyramids all around the world, and they're always the same size and facing the same constellation. That it seems so strange, so coincidental, but also like, how are these different civilizations knowing to build them the same size, pointing at the same constellation, all that, and then later finding that now there's these giant copper rods shooting from underneath the pyramids down into the earth deep. And so my theory is because it said that the pyramids, and also that the pyramids were easy to find because of the location. So the pyramids being in Egypt, where it's dry, desert, windy, it's never going to get buried. And if it was buried, it was uncovered easily because of being dry and hot and desert.
Okay.
Where there's been multiple other pyramids found where people that lived in that area had no idea that there was a pyramid there. And they've lived there since beginning of time, as they thought. And how the hell was there a pyramid there if they lived there forever, from what they know? Well,
magic.
Well, it seems like that would happen if a flood came in.
Man.
A flood came in and washed all this dirt over the top of it and buried it that way. That would make a lot more sense. Where in Egypt that couldn't have happened. If it did cover, they'd get dried up and blown off. And so my theory would be, one, the people that lived on the planet at that time weren't greedy assholes and could live in harmony with each other, and figured out that they could create free energy amongst each other if they were to do this. And so one, they did this amongst everyone in the world, all got together and all believed that this would work, and it did, it seems like. And then my other theory would be that when the Anunnaki brought the moon in, that they built the pyramids and did what they did to create a magnetic field around the planet. So now if they bring in the moon would sit and rest on that magnetic field without coming in and crashing with our gravitational pull.
Magnets?
Well, the energy could create like a energy field around the planet.
The Earth is magnetic, right?
It's magnetic and it's got gravitational pulls.
So the moon is a giant space station, probably made out of some sort of metal or alloy that's
which
magnetic
would get
as well.
Pulled in and crush our planet, right?
Well, so here's the thing. So have you seen the videos of? Here's my theory that I just came up with.
I'm glad I inspired your thoughts.
So you've seen like the magnets, right? Where they can,
I've seen all the magnets.
all the magnets. So
best
you can have they repel each other, right? The best. I've seen the best magnets. These magnets are the best. He has a list now for some reason. Where they have the
stacks and they'll repel each other.
They repel each other and they kind of float. One floats above the other.
What I'm talking about.
So maybe the Earth and the Moon are magnetic in a way that it keeps the Moon, because it's the hollow moon and it's being a space station and stuff like that. Maybe there's some magnetic force that keeps the Moon at the right distance because of the magnetism repelling. They're like magnets. They're both giant magnets.
Well, yes.
Magnets.
But instead of the magnets hitting each other, my theory
they don't hit each other. That's the opposite. The different poles are facing each other. That's why they're repelling.
Exactly.
And it's keeping the Moon at the right distance. Mm-hmm. I don't believe any of that, but think about it.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was talking about. But
I know, that's why.
That's why. So my theory gave you an idea of the same theory.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm glad
we're on the same page.
But yeah, so that's just kind of where I came up with that theory after realizing about these copper rods underneath that, that it is actually drawing out the power from the Earth to then, go around the planet to hit all these other pyramids, creating an energy field that everybody has free energy and they can use all that energy they want.
Where are these in conjunction with ley lines?
With the pyramids?
Yeah.
I think they're all on ley lines.
That's how they organize it. And
yeah, exactly. And then, but they have to be in a certain. We got a tap dancer in there. Don't mind those taps, but it would make sense. It makes sense that many pyramids were made. Either one, everybody that lived on the planet at the time understood they weren't assholes and trying to sell everybody everything, and they could all live in harmony with a mutual understanding of this is how we can all have free energy.
So, like, how many thousands of years ago are you saying this occurred?
So this would have to have been over 8.
Like BCE?
Oh, yeah. Like probably 8,000, 15,000 years ago. Generally. I don't know. In that area.
I think it'd probably be older than that.
I would say maybe.
I think you're thinking BC. I think you're going to be thinking over like 2,000-3,000 years.
The pyramids, or let's say, this would have to be 2
2
testicles. So what they talked about in this one documentary I was watching, they said we are living through test number 7.
Okay.
And Noah's flood would have been when our timeline starts.
Okay.
And that the pyramids were built during test 5. So yeah, over 8 years ago. 8,000.
So you're talking like
8,000
Matrix shit right now.
So
do they have some guy sitting in a chair full of TVs?
Somewhere.
What do they call him?
I don't.
The architect or whatever.
Yes. Well, that's what they're said to be called, is the architects. And
so there's some guy sitting in a room somewhere just watching all of Earth and been like, if this is true, can we just get on to test 8? Can we just be done with this shit right now?
I think we're getting close, actually.
I hope so.
We are getting close. Well, how long? It said it was like about 4,000 years ago that Noah's flood was?
Sure, I don't know.
5,000
There's only a way to find out.
Hey, Siri.
While you keep talking, I'll look
Noah's
at it.
flood?
Well, that's great podcast content.
That's how you find answers. Oh, great. It's not going to give me anything. On a watch, anyways. But anyways, this being said, and with the religions that keep repeating itself, and it seems like, they're just copycatting that religion and making this religion.
So 2348 BC. And we're at...
So it's over 4,000 years.
Yeah.
It's about that time, folks. What if it happens in our lifetime?
The Book of Revelation is going to be happening soon.
Well, the ice caps are melting.
So even religions,
ice caps are melting.
So
ice caps are melting.
Ice caps are melting. But even some religions, there's a whole conspiracy theory with the Catholics and the Vatican right now, with the current Pope being the last pitcher that they have room for. I know a lot of Christian religions, they go off the Book of Revelation. They say that the end times are near. We're living in the last days.
Yes, I forgot about
so
the
not
last
only
Pope.
So not even like science is kind of like, saying that maybe this is soon, according to the stuff that you've researched, but even religions are saying we're getting close.
I forgot about that. And
There's all
yes,
those quacks on TikTok and Instagram that are saying the rapture is supposed to happen.
I mean, this is making more sense. This is making more sense. And maybe we're going to see that in our lifetime.
So let's buy the yacht before we die.
Spend your money. Don't
Spend it on us.
Yeah.
We need the ghost yacht.
I mean, stop hoarding everything.
Yeah.
There's no need for a savings at this point.
Right, give us a ghost yacht.
And I mean, we're on the verge of nuclear war. So that's about to happen. And if that happens, then yeah, pretty much it is going to be the end.
Oh, well.
Well,
I guess we'll keep doing this until it happens.
Let's keep doing this till the end, I guess.
For all 50 of you.
But I don't know, the Anunnaki theory not being taught to us at all, but it's known. But yet they'll teach us creationism and evolution, but the evolution having this flaw of a missing
Because
link.
they're all theories, though. They don't have any,
Everything's a theory. Even the Earth having magma in the middle
magma
is a theory.
Hot magma.
Yeah.
But it's generally accepted by the scientific community.
Or it's accepted by the people that just want to feed us full of propaganda till we die.
Like Sir Isaac Newton.
Like
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Bill Gates. Like, do you mean to name some more? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill.
It's real. It's real.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
So,
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the smartest man alive.
after finding out more about the Anunnaki and how certain things line up with time and how the moon theory, I was believing the hollow moon theory when we started talking about that.
You believe in all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories.
I have been lately, and it is wild. There's been a wild rabbit holes that I going into one, and there's another one that I go down while I'm in the another. I'm so lost in all these rabbit holes right now.
Okay.
I'm having fun though.
Well, as long as you're having fun, enjoy the ride.
But it seems more believable than religion, which it seems like religion is a lot of it is based off of things that go on, it's something that's happening that they keep repeating itself on.
You should really look into paganism.
I like that stuff. But I'm talking about, when it comes to these giant godlike creatures that people different, there's a lot of things that I talk about in the Bible that other, religions talked about because maybe it does keep happening.
Maybe. That's why they did it in the Matrix.
So, I don't know. I am believing...
This is literally the plot of the Matrix.
And I think that's why they...
Because there's people the Matrix, there are people tapped in, there's people getting out of it, and it gets out of hand, and too many people are waking up and realizing what's going on. And, God, I'm talking fast. I know groups of people that they're always talking about the galactics and aliens and stuff like that, and how they communicate. I have one guy that's, convinced that he's from another planet. I'm like, yeah.
I'm going to share some UFO stories that happened recently as well.
So, but there's so many people that are having their awakening or whatever, and they're opening their eyes. And that's literally what happens in the Matrix. There's people waking up from the dream. Mm-hmm. They're opening their eyes to what's going on. And the creators are like, no, this is not what we want. So we're just going to kill everybody and start all over again. That's literally the plot of the Matrix.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they got that idea from somewhere.
Yeah.
Anunnaki.
All this Anunnaki theories they got from the Matrix. Or the other way around.
So.
No one knows. We'll have to ask the Wachowski brothers, sisters. I don't know what they are anymore.
I think if, there are some stories about the Anunnaki that are seeming, that somebody just started writing crazy stories and stuff.
You can kind of say that about any story. Like people could just pick and choose. Like, hey, this sounds good, so this is what I'm going to go with.
Right. So, but just breaking it down to the generalization of what is going on in those, what's broken down to be, does seem more believable than anything else I've been fed.
Okay.
And yeah, it just seems too. I don't know. I don't know why that's not taught to anybody. Why it's such a... you have to seek it yourself. But we're taught the other two theories, and that we're fed that's the only two theories that we get to choose from. I like that there's a third theory thrown in the mix. I'd rather have 4 or 5 more. Just kidding.
I'm sure you'll create some at some point in your life.
with what's left of it, anyways, about to get
In 4,000
reset. We're about to
years.
get reset.
In 4,000 more years. I don't know.
I think that, I don't know, it's lining up, man. Things like ice caps are melting. It's about that time.
Okay.
We're having a lot of weird, all these hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis.
Right, and in Utah, we're not having winter where we used to get like 6-7 feet of snow. So
Yeah.
it's all the way the Earth is tilted on its axis and the relative to the sun, and it's just the way it turns.
We're going to
But
keep
it's
turning.
aliens.
I'd like to think
As
so.
the world turns. I know you do.
So aliens,
So
man.
a lot of people, aliens, man. My thing is, there's a lot of people that just they. Everyone wants an explanation for something. People turn to religion. People turn to science. You turn to aliens.
Not just aliens, there's other stuff.
And okay, everyone is trying to find an explanation of where we came from, and I don't know. That stuff is just kind of like, I don't need to know where I came from. I'm just living my life.
Right, but it also is kind of crazy thinking about what's the meaning of life, and it's like
42.
just become a slave, just be the perfect
No,
slave.
literally 42.
42 what?
That's the meaning of life.
42?
42.
Yeah. 42.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Yeah, please do.
There's probably some listeners listening right now, like yelling at you on their radios. Like, come on, dude. How do you not know Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Because I've only seen it in bits and parts.
Before I even saw the movie, I knew the meaning of life was 42. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I know
teach me
more
more.
about your aliens than you do.
Yeah, teach me more. I'm open.
I'm good.
So, aliens, man.
Aliens.
This story happens
I'm not
right
saying it was
outside.
aliens. It was aliens.
Right outside.
You sent me a
this
video.
house.
Is this what you're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me your story because I didn't watch the video.
Okay.
I wanted to be fascinated.
Prepare to be fascinated and scared.
Probably. Let's
And
go.
aroused.
All right.
'Kay.
So tell us how it all began.
It all began with. Remember, we had talked about it before, months ago, when I was talking
Yeah,
about
you
how,
wanted me to stand outside and look at the stars.
look at the stars because this shit looks weird. And so, anyways, I was telling a friend that had stopped by, and they were like, "What are you talking about? I haven't noticed that before." So
What are we noticing?
the stars, how they're some twinkle like normal, and others seem extra bright, but it seems like
'Cause
there's
they're about to die.
more light with them.
Well, this is about to die. They're going to explode, and then you won't see them at all.
Mars, for example, is a planet, but it's also doing that same effect that I'm talking about.
All the stars are dead. Everything you're seeing, dead.
Not all of them. Not all of them. I looked into that. I thought so too. So,
90% of the stars are dead.
no, not that many.
50% of the stars are dead.
So, I'm telling a friend about this and pointing out certain stars that have that effect that I'm talking about. And Mars being a planet, but it was also looking kind of funny. And I was telling them how, jokingly and sarcastically, when we both were acknowledging how it's Mars because of the red hue it gives off, I was just like, well, just stare at it for a minute, watch some crazy lights shoot out the side or whatever. Sure shit, the moment I said that, I saw a light coming from where I was looking. I could see my neighbor's house, so just from the top of the roof, there's a light shooting straight up towards Mars. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, do you see that? I just said that, and here we go. It's going right up towards Mars. Weird.
Definitely not a coincidence.
So,
They
it
were
then-
listening.
It then goes in front of Mars and then continues to go higher. That's when I pulled my phone out and I recorded. And so it's already above Mars and it's going. It's moving fast. It's moving pretty quick, but nothing's changing. It's not doing anything different. It's kind of disappearing at this point. So I stopped recording and I'm just like, wow, how coincidental. That's crazy. You saw that. I'm glad you witnessed that. But, how weird was it that I said that and that happened? So I put my phone away. They're walking to their car. I'm walking to the door and they go, it's coming back. I turn around and look up from where it came from. And this thing is shooting right towards us. And it is it's like a streak of light coming towards us. And as it gets to, I would say, that street that goes into my neighborhood, it slows down about right there, and it is now hovering slowly, going over the top of me, and I'm just like in awe looking at it. It is low. It's as low as a helicopter flies.
Getting low.
I'm looking right up at it. I'm looking at the shape. I could see the shape of it, the dimensions of it, and where the light source was coming from.
Did it go from the windows to the walls?
Till the light stripped out my... So, when I was looking up at this thing, it looked like, almost like the shape of the figure 8, but instead of connecting in the middle of that figure 8, it was kind of separated with a rectangular piece that held it together. So, I guess like a barbell or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like 2 circles with that straight part in the middle, and the light of that it was emitting ran perpendicular to the shape. And it was just a strip of the bottom, but a thick strip of the bottom. But as it was hovering over the top of me, it dimmed its lights to, it was only a dull, like a dim orange. It was shining bright white from way back, and then from as it descended down quick, it was all bright white. But as it hovered over the top of my head, it was like a dim orange, and I could hear, it sounded like something spinning. Not like chopper blades, not like a drone. It was almost like what a turbine sounds like, but muffled. It's muffled. And I could tell that whatever is making that noise isn't using like air propulsion, because I can't see through it. It's solid. It's all solid. But it almost sounded like it was doing a... like a boom, 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 boom.
I think you've been watching too many movies.
I had a witness right there with me. We're both looking at this thing like, holy
movies.
Shit. And it goes from... So I'm telling you, it just started right here where my neighborhood starts, and goes over the top of my head. What was even more coincidental is there's only a little short area of that where there's a tree blocking part of the sky, and then my roof blocking the other half of the sky. And this thing flew right through that path of where I could see it without it being obstructed, which is right over the top of my head. And as it goes to about that highway right here, Mountain View Corridor, it then shoots up and away again as a bright white light, like just takes off. And I'm like, no fucking way. And I'm like, you saw that. I'm like, how much coincidence is this that I said what I said, it happens to go in front of Mars, and then comes back just to go over the top of my head? Like, this was too much. This was it was weird. I can't explain it. Not saying it was here for me or anything, but it was way too coincidental.
And then you woke up?
I'm telling you what I saw.
Okay, so what happened next?
So this has now been months later, and this happened just the other day, and I'm outside and I'm looking at Mars. I'm taking my dog potty. I'm looking, and Mars is giving me that weird light again, where it's just like, it's not like twinkling. It's like almost like there's multiple lights there, and they're giving off way too much light. And I just kind of said it out loud to myself, but I'm looking at it and I'm going, what did you want? Is there something from me that you want, or were you trying to contact me? What the hell was it? Anyways, right after I say this, I'm looking at Mars. A light is flashing off to the right side of Mars. And I'm like, what? And then I'm looking, and it now is moving. Now it's closer to Mars, and it flashes again. And I'm like, okay. I pull my phone out and I start zooming in on it. I'm recording it now. And now it is to the left side of Mars when I'm recording. And it's just a flash. And then flash. Then nothing. And then off to the left of it more. It's flash, flash, flash. And then a little bit further away, all of a sudden flash. There's no pattern to it. There's no
Morse code. You should have written it down.
There's no pattern to this, and it's moving pretty quick. And I can't see or hear an aircraft. Like, I can't see it. I can't hear it. There's nothing, almost like there's nothing there. But it's obviously going across the sky. And it's going in a straight line, a linear path. And it's just randomly flashed. Nothing else happened after that. I was just like, what the but it went right in front of Mars again.
Okay.
And yeah, it's weird. I'll show you the video, and we can even post it too, but shit was weird. And
I'll take your word for it.
2 nights ago, I'm outside looking at the sky. The same friend that witnessed that first story with me, we were talking about it and how crazy.
You're just reminiscing about the alien.
About how that happened and just how nuts, and that's still like the craziest thing we had seen. We're looking up and we're noticing satellites. A lot of satellites. But we're noticing, staying on the same path. This one we noticed was there was a couple of them that were doing weird shit that we could tell wasn't a satellite. And this was the coolest one out of them all. So the other ones just kind of like split and just kind of disappear. But this one, what it did was it was moving quick, and it was a little bit brighter or bigger than most of the satellites we've seen. And it is kind of going up. Like it did that same type of move that in the first thing where it kind of came from low and went upward. Where normally they are kind of like far away coming and then going over across. So it was kind of strange already seeing this thing. And then it kind of went past, like there was some clouds in the sky. So it would go through, like where the cloud cover was, you could know what path it was on and where it was going to show itself again. And there was like this big break in the clouds where we had seen it and it wasn't on its path anymore. It was now curving. And the direction it was going, there wasn't much clouds left there, and we were watching for it to come back out, and it never did. It just stayed hidden in the clouds, or it took another direction.
It recharges batteries.
But then as the clouds kind of moved out of the way, and I'm looking in that area still, like I'm seeing other smaller ones, and they're like moving in weird...
It had babies?
It had babies. No, I don't know if it was from that same thing, but there was a lot of stuff going on in the sky the other night. It was very strange.
Baby alien spaceships.
I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but there are some stars that are not looking like...
I'm sure we have people that listen that look up into the sky like you do.
Well, I don't do that often.
All the time.
But I've just noticed that some of these stars are not looking like they normally do. What I know them to look like. The twinkling, like you can see the twinkling in the stars, and all of a sudden you look at this one, it's like, why does that look like some kind of object that's like lit up, floating there? Like, it doesn't look normal. It's weird. Maybe I can show you after this episode.
Okay.
I'll show him after this episode. Well, should we call that an episode then?
We can.
Is there anything else you want to ask me about Anunnakis?
Yeah, they're not real. I mean, what?
Think of it as it's a theory, just like creationism is a theory. You believe that?
That's true.
I'm not going to make fun of you, am I? Yeah,
yes.
I am. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you will. I would expect nothing less from you.
Well, then you know the story, folks.
Well, here's the thing.
Huh.
I do want to hear from people.
I do too.
I want to know, like, if other people are experiencing this phenomenon, if they're seeing the same thing that Ghosty's seeing, and then maybe I'll look up in the sky. But me personally, I'm more of a grounded person. I'm more on Earth. And that's fine. Everyone's different, right? I know a lot of people that like to just go out and look at the stars. And I would ask you to go somewhere like Dugway or Giuseppe or somewhere where there's no light pollution. And see if you can get the same thing.
I want to go to Dugway and watch the sky so bad.
Well, you can go to Giuseppe too. Like, it's an abandoned town. Yeah. It's a ghost town.
Yeah.
Just somewhere where there's, I mean...
You can just say, like, Stockton area. Stockton's
sure.
way easier to say and spell than Giuseppe.
It's Giuseppe.
Spell it.
I don't want to.
Exactly. But at least you know it starts with an I. That's good.
Yes. Well, I see the sign on the way to Wendover. But no, I would love to, like... see if you experience the same thing where there's no light pollution.
Yeah, I would like to go where there's no light pollution.
We should.
I will. But okay. I want you to join me.
Probably will.
Let's do this then. Well,
only if you give me $5.
Ghosty, don't play that.
Peace out, butterflies.
This is the EVP Podcast.